Tag teaming units aren't a new concept. We've already got Twiddle-Dee and Twiddle-Doo, Redfish, Bluefish, Yahoo and Yahtzee. Who could possibly forget about these completely unforgettable characters? But were they viable? No, not really, so it's about time that trend's been broken. Rain and Fina's Trustmaster reward is a materia that boosts your unit's attack and magic by 30%, then boosts either attack or magic further depending on the type of weapon they're holding. It's extraordinarily convenient, though you often won't be taking advantage of its effect to the fullest. Their Super Trustmaster reward, what appears to be two PNG files stuck together, is surprisingly powerful for such a ridiculous concept. A hybrid two-handed greatsword with incredible stats, a powerful limit burst damage passive buff, all in all, it's an outstanding weapon for how comical it looks. Though it's a pity that this weapon isn't treated as a bow as well. That would really pair out well with their Trustmaster reward. Onto their active abilities. Dispel Arrow is a hybrid absolute mirror of equity brave ability that also serves as a dispel. Union Veil is a cooldown ability that fills their limit burst gauge by 1/5 its max capacity and lowers the enemy's fire, earth, and light resistance by 120%. Blaze Arrow Saber is a fire status ray brave ability. Crimson Lotus is a cooldown ability that increases their attack by 300%, raises their limit burst damage by a staggering 200%, and automatically fills their limit burst gauge completely during the next 2 turns. Lotus Saber is a powerful Stardust Ray attack on a cooldown. Blazing Blood can be used 3 times. It imbues fire onto Rain and Fina and raises their fire damage. Blazing Veil raises your team's fire resistance by 80% and grants them a powerful Beast Killer buff. Let's look at their passives. They deal increased damage to beasts and humans, raise their limit burst damage, possess a good boost to their limit burst gauge fill rate, and with their Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, you can increase it further while adding a Guts buff. They also have some resistance to fire and nerf attacks, and they have a neat little passive that increases their damage against enemies who've had their break gauges broken. If you'd like to build them, give them a single weapon. Finally, their limit burst. Crimson Judgment is a limit burst that will automatically chain with itself, dealing fire damage and raising the damage modifiers of their other attacks. Now to change forms. Their Brave Shift doesn't have a turn duration, though it does have a 2-turn cooldown. Onto their active abilities. Blaze Magia Tag is a fire tag ability that will rack up a tag chain by itself. Tag is a new chaining family that will get some new additions soon. Earth Magia Tag and Shine Magia Tag are the same thing, but deal earth and light damage respectively. Of the 3, Shine Magia Tag is the strongest. They have a dual cast, which can pair Libra, Dispelga, Kuraga, Kuraja, Full Life, or Re-Raise, giving them a well-rounded set of white magic. Beast Veil will decrease damage from beast-type enemies by 15% for your team, raise Rain and Fina's magic by 300%, and enable a quadruple cast. Shine Saber Tag is a self-chaining light magic tag attack that will increase their limit burst gauge by 1/5 its max capacity. Shine Arrow Tag can be used 3 times per battle. It's a powerful self-chaining light tag attack that raises Rain and Fina's light damage. Their passives have also changed, shifting towards magic damage rather than physical. They've gained elemental resistance to all elements, and still prefer to hold a single weapon. Their limit burst damage buff isn't that important for this form, since it doesn't do damage in the first place. That doesn't mean their limit burst isn't useful, as it cures all status ailments, revives all KO'd allies, recovers a great amount of MP, grants everyone a re-raise, and raises their fire, lightning, earth, and light elemental resistance by 80%. There aren't that many combinations that can revive your team and stack an additional re-raise in one go, so Rain and Fina can really help your team out in a pinch. So let's compare their brave abilities. Leveling them up simply raises their damage, so in the grand scheme of things, they're not too high of a priority. Nevertheless, I'd prioritize Blaze Arrow Saber and Shine Magia Tag over Dispel Arrow. Now to make a damage rotation. If you'll be using them as a physical damage dealer, cast Crimson Lotus, Union Veil, and Blazing Blood. Then, on the next 2 turns, go bzzz. On turn 4, triple cast Blaze Arrow Saber. On turn 5, double cast Blaze Arrow Saber and top it off with Lotus Saber. From here, it's rinse and repeat. If you want to use them as a magic damage dealer, activate their Brave Shift, cast Union Veil, Beast Veil, and Shine Arrow Tag. On turn 2, triple cast Shine Magia Tag and top it off with Shine Saber Tag. And then that's pretty much it. Just recast the buffs once they've expired and throw in an additional Shine Magia Tag when you're repeating the first turn. So how good is Rain and Fina? In terms of damage, you generally want to stick with their first form thanks to the limit burst damage boost. They pretty much outdamage Neovision Lock and Onion Knight, and they'll fly even higher against enemies with a depleted break gauge. Of course, they're not just a damage dealer, as their Brave Shift provides a handy amount of support with their ability to rack up chains by themselves. You can very easily compress your team that way, using them as a chainer to let your finishers steal the spotlight. This also makes room for an additional supporter if you'd like, casting killer buffs or boosting elemental damage as needed. Their support Brave Shift Limit Burst is incredibly useful when necessary, though their Limit Burst gauge fill rate is relatively low. Unfortunately, their ability to heal and chain is separate, so relying on them to cover both rows will often be impractical. Still, so long as you focus on a singular row, you find that Rain and Fina are an excellent asset to your party. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Comment below on your plans to use Rain and Fina, and tell me which units you'd like to see paired in the future. Personally, I'm looking forward to a Riser and Ghost Snapper Tower combination.